In the last video, I changed my E36's interior from this to this. And I think it's safe to say that's a bit of an upgrade, don't you think? And now I've sorted the inside, it's about time that we started on the outside. Because at the moment, this car is way too standard for my liking. So I think I found out why the last interior went mouldy. The roof's got a massive hole in that I can literally fit most of my hand in. So I think you probably guessed what we're doing first in this video. Let's get that roof changed. Here goes nothing. Right, let's get this roof off, but I'm gonna start by taking the boot off, or if you're American, the trunk off, because something's bent on the back of this car, which stops the boot opening, which has caused quite a bit of damage on it. So I'm gonna start by taking out the number plate bulbs and then the whole wiring loom for the boot. Then it's just 2 bolts either side using this ridiculous extension, and then the boot's off. Now you don't need to take this cover off to do the roof, but I'm going to take it off to change it for a black one. Now I've just got to take out the rear interior to get to these 2 Allen key bolts, and you would not believe how many washers are on this bolt. Come on BMW, that is a huge bodge job. But I suppose the guy that invented this roof never planned for it to come off the car, so fair play to him for trying. And after those you just got 1 bolt either side, then this 1 arm, and then the roof's ready to come out. Now it might look like a lot, but that roof was actually really easy to take out. Well, I thought so anyway, but I don't think Harry agrees with me. Now if you didn't watch the last video, I released this E36, which is going to be the parts car for this build, and it's already looking very sorry for itself, but I'm nowhere near done with this yet. So off comes the boot and the roof cover. And it looks like the heavens are about to open, so let's get it inside so we don't get soaked. And just in the nick of time, the heavens have opened. Honestly, British weather sucks. That's the roof out and straight into the other car. Then it's back in with BMW's bodge job and the rear interior. Then the roof cover. Then it's on with the new boot, just making sure that everything's plugged in properly. And after a bit of adjusting to get the body lines right, I think it's pretty spot on. And you probably all sat there thinking, well hang on, that's the wrong colour. I know it's the wrong colour, but this car's going to be getting a complete colour change, so for the time being, it'll do. But I think it's safe to say the black roof looks so much better. And yeah, the new roof needs a clean, I mean the whole car needs a clean, but every time I clean this car and pull it outside, it just gets pooed on again. So until it's finished, I'm just going to leave it like this. And if anyone knows how to get rid of seagulls, please let me know. So now the roof no longer has any holes in it, it's time to tackle the body panels on this car because quite a few of them look like they've been used as a trampoline. But before I start doing that, I've got somewhere pretty crazy to take you all. The Nürburgring, an almost 13-mile long track that anybody can drive round. That's right, anybody. And this track has some of the most unforgiving corners than any other track in the whole world. And we're going there, in this bad boy. So the next day we woke up at near enough the middle of the night to start our 500-mile journey to the Nürburgring. And I think it's safe to say we were all buzzing. Because it's no secret that if you're into cars, this is the dream place for you to go. So we arrived at Dover ready to catch our ferry. And we saw this sick M2 that I'm hoping is going to the ring as well. So that's us all loaded on the ferry. Let's start our trip to France. So we're now in France. Yeah. It's time to head to the Nürburgring. After a quick car wash and some fuel, and Dad trying to figure out how to use these toilets that you had to pay for. We were ready to hit the road again. To finish the last almost 5 hours of driving to reach the Nürburgring. And then we reached our first autobahn, and if you don't know what an autobahn is, it is a road with no speed limit. So of course we had to top the Vauxhall out, even though it only done like not even 110 miles an hour. Then we started seeing signs to the Nürburgring. So we've made it to the hotel for the night, and it looks like we've brought the British weather with us. Let's go to the Nürburgring. And after driving some of the most insane roads in not the most insane car, we're almost at the ring. And you know when you get close because you start seeing some seriously cool cars. And not so cool cars, including this Fiat 500 that just made no sense to any of us. Now this place is seriously a car enthusiast paradise. It is honestly like Forza in real life. Wherever you look, there's just cool cars everywhere. Honestly, it is so overwhelming. And it becomes so normal to see such cool cars. It even has its own museum where you can go look at loads of different race cars. And race drivers. And my dad couldn't miss an opportunity to show off his coilover tattoo. Yes. Let's go to the track. And it didn't take us long to realise how unforgiving this track really is. And it's now time to go around it in this savage 650 horsepower BMW M2. So the Nürburgring do offer taxi laps in a BMW M5, but the one day we went, they were all cancelled. And at this point we were panicking because the whole purpose of us coming here was to go around the track. And after hearing the situation, he was more than happy to take us around the track. And this was one of the most insane experiences of my whole life, and Ben's M2 was rapid, and considering this was like his 5th lap ever around the ring, he seriously could drive this car. And Ben, I hope you're watching this, but thank you so much for making all of our trip. But it didn't stop there. I got chatting to this guy from Switzerland with his Porsche GT4, and before I could even ask, he offered to take me for a lap. Now, I've never been in a Porsche before, no matter around the Nürburgring. And something about these racing gloves just makes me think that this guy means business. And I was not wrong. And the famous carousel lives up to all of its expectations. The video does it no justice. I felt like we were almost on our door. And he did a full lap in just over 8.5 minutes, which is seriously quick. But the biggest thing I noticed about the Nürburgring, because you're surrounded by nothing but car enthusiasts, everyone is amazing. And if it wasn't for Ben and this absolute legend with the GT4, this holiday could have been a write-off. This holiday has been one of the most insane experiences of my whole life, and I will 1,000,000% be coming back in a car of my own. Stay tuned for that. But I think it's time we head back to the UK to crack on with the 36. And you can only imagine how gutted we were to be making the journey home. So I'm back from the Nürburgring, and I honestly cannot explain how crazy that place is. If you're into cars, you have to get yourself there. Now we're back with the 36, let's crack on. But it's time to tackle the body panels on this car, because some of them look like they've been jumped on. And I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but the bonnet looks like it's been used as a trampoline. So let's get that changed by undoing the 2 bolts either side and taking the strut off either side, and the bonnet will come straight off. And I definitely would not recommend doing this by yourself. And whilst the bonnet's off, I thought I'd change this scuttle panel because it's almost gone white. This should be black. Then I noticed there was no washer bottle, so I stole that out of the other car. And after a quick wipe over, I fitted the new scuttle, and how much better does that look? And now it's just back on with the new bonnet, and we are just praying that we got it in line, because if you don't and you shut it, there's a chance that this could get stuck down, and trust me, that is an absolute nightmare. But luckily, we got it near enough spot on first try. And trust me, normally it can take ages to align body panels, so I'll definitely be taking that as a win. Now I've just got to put the washer jets back in and give the bonnet a quick wipe over. And just like that, the new bonnet's on. So the new bonnet's on, and it looks much better than the last dented one, but when I was taking the old bonnet off, I made a bit of a mistake. Now when I was trying to take the bonnet off by myself, which I should have never have done, it fell down and caused quite a bit of damage to the nose cone. So that's a pretty annoying lesson learned, but I'm no mechanic and sometimes the only way to learn is the hard way. So changing this nose cone looks to be a pretty easy job. The first thing I do before I do anything to these cars, because I am no mechanic, I search on YouTube how to do it, and trust me, you will find so many little things that you would have took ages to find if it weren't for the video. So trust me, YouTube is your best friend. So now I've just got to take out the headlights and the grills and just the last bolts holding the nose cone to the car, and then it just comes straight off. So it's now time to take the other nose cone off the other car with a little bit of YouTube magic, and now I've just got to do all of that in reverse. And I put on the new M Sport bumper because it looks so much better than the old one. And now I've just got to put the grills in. I really don't know if I prefer the chrome grills or the black grills. Let me know in the comments which you prefer. And I decided to go with the chrome ones, but I'm still not 100% sure. And then the new clear side indicators, which look so much better than the orange ones. So that's the front end done, and if I don't say so myself, that looks 10 times better. And I cannot wait to see this in one whole colour. And now the front end sorted, it's now time to sort the side of the car, starting with the side indicators. I'm just swapping out the amber ones with clear ones. Then it's off with the standard side skirts and on with the M Sport ones. And in the process of trying to put the new side skirt on, I broke every single clip. So let's get all of the clips changed. Right, let's try that again. They're on and they look much better. So while I was putting that side skirt on, I noticed there's quite a bit of rust on the bottom of the door, so let's get it changed. Now I have never changed a door on a car and I didn't even really know where to start, but it actually wasn't that bad of a job with the help of my mate Ollie. Now it's looking like some sort of safari car. It's time to put the new door on. And I know this might seem a little bit over the top for just a tiny bit of rust, but when this car's done, I want it to look 10 out of 10. So that's the new door on, now it's just back on with the door card. So now the front and sides are sorted, it's now time to sort the back end. So first things first, let's swap out these tinted lights with these clear M Sport ones, which look much cleaner. Then it's off with the standard bumper and back on with the M Sport one. And just like that, I think that's the fastest rear end transformation ever. And now I'm just going to quickly change the mirrors over because the ones off the parts car are in much better condition than the other ones. So the outside's starting to look pretty cool, even though it's in a million different shades of blue. And don't worry, it's not going to be staying like that for long. But there's one more major thing I want to do in today's video. And that is this arch gap that is absolutely massive. I could almost fit my head in there. Like some sort of lowrider. Let's get this party started by jacking the car up and getting the wheel off. And now I'm going to spray each bolt that I'm going to be undoing with this lube, because if any of these bolts snap, it's going to go from an hour job to a day job. And now I've just got to pray that nothing snaps. Fingers crossed. And luckily, all the bolts come out surprisingly easy. Then it's just the 3 top mount bolts and the first strut's out. So I pulled the parts car in, and hopefully this will be one of the last bits I've got to take off this car. Let's get it jacked up and get the first coilover out. So yeah, they're not brand new, but when I drove that car home, it seemed to drive absolutely spot on. So I might as well get all the life out of these that I can, and when they die, I'll just get new ones. So let's get the first coilover in, and then the wheel back on. And no, these wheels will not be staying. That'll teach me for being too eager. That's the other side out and the new coilover in. I say new, brand used, you know what I mean. And we have touchdown, and just make sure you always double check your wheel bolts, don't just do them up with a gun. Now it's time for the rears, which are really easy, just one bolt at the bottom and then you can pull the spring out. And don't worry, all the brakes will be changed on this car before it goes anywhere near the road. Then you got to put the roof down to reveal the 2 top mount bolts. Now if I would have never YouTubed this, I probably would have been hunting for ages. Then it's just back in with the new one, and honestly, I'd probably say this is one of the easiest cars I've ever fitted coilovers to. So don't be afraid to give it a try yourself. So finally all the coilovers are on. Let's pull it outside to see what it looks like. How am much better does this car look now it's on coilovers? And I know it looks like we've gone backwards in this video because this car's now 50 different shades of blue, but that will be getting sorted in the next video. So let me know in the comments what color you want to see this car go. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button and turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss the next video on this car to find out what color it goes. And make sure you hit subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
With